What's going on there, Guardians? My name is Bone, so today I've got something a little bit differently, and depending on how well received it is, will determine whether or not I continue doing these in the future. But today I'm going to be sharing with you guys the patch notes. Ladies and gentlemen, rest in pepperoni. The loot cave is officially out of commission, so that is out of the way. Almost all the other farming methods, short of the chest runs, I believe, are now out of the way. There's one or two remaining, one of which I'll leave linked down below. It seems to be the most effective one still around, able to get 6 to 8 blues an hour, somewhere in that vicinity, so it's still a pretty decent farming method. But what they're doing is they're trying to take the attention away from this game for farming, and they're supposed to be dedicating their resources to adding better loots in for runs like strikes and reward systems and stuff like that. So whereas they're kind of removing farming, they're kind of making it more rewarding for you to actually complete events, so on and so forth. So with that being said, that's kind of like, you know, how they balance things out. So I understand how they just don't want people staring at a black hole for days and shooting creatures in a cave. Whatever. So with that being said, I'll talk a little bit about that. I'm going to be dropping the patch notes, talking exactly how they fix these things. And I'm also going to be talking about the dev team notes, which is basically patch notes for the future, things that they're working on, things that are going to be rolling out in the next few weeks, and there's a lot of cool things, including weapon fixes that are going to be coming out. So enjoy the video. We're going to start right now. I'm sorry for such a long intro, but this is the first one, so I felt like explaining what these are going to be like. So let's hop right in. So now the activities, the missions: reduced drop rate of engrams following a hard wipe. Clarification: this effect only lasts for a short period of time immediately following a hard wipe. Now I don't know what that is. At first, I'm like, what's a hard wipe? Is that like sandpaper after pooping? I'm like, what is this? And initially, I thought what it was, and then I had a feeling that what this clarification meant is when you do missions like my Goblin run, that was the Nexus farm on Venus, or even the Preorder run, where you continuously do, you kill a large amount of creatures, then you die, and then you do it again, and then you die, and you do it again. What I think this means is that is effectively nerfing that. I went and did the Preorder run for about 45 minutes and only got a blue and maybe 10 or 15 greens. So I think they've cut the drop rate in half for, you know, like a 30-second window after you get hard wiped or something like that. So I think those runs are effectively gone because of that. Now, the Queen's Wrath event was also taken care of. You no longer get material rewards for dismantling Queen's Wrath gear, but you'll still continue to get the legendary items from that. So what that means is you can't do 6 bounties, 6 strikes a day, get 6 pieces of armor, and salvage that and get like 15 Ascendant shards anymore. That is kaput as well. Now, a lot of the other things like the treasure cave are gone. They've also increased the spawn timers, the respawn timers for monster caves in various areas. Skywatch, Forgotten Shore, Ember Caves, so on and so forth. And those are officially out of the way. So now creatures, instead of spawning in 6 to 10 seconds, they're now spawning in 40 seconds. Which is also, like I said, one of the few reasons why I don't think that other patch or the other run, farming run that I leave down in the description is going to be affected. Because there are about 5 or 6 spawn areas that the things come from. So as long as you keep killing those in order, there's still going to be a significant flow of creatures coming. So that basically sums up for the hotfixes. That basically takes care of all the farming methods. So now all of those runs are basically kaput. I believe chest runs are still in order. So now we're going to move on to the dev team notes, the things that they're targeting in the future days. So what they wanted to talk about is they mentioned that the Cryptarch was originally, when they designed him, is if you get a legendary drop, you're getting a legendary item. They only eventually added in the randomization of it, and I'm all for the randomization. I feel like it adds to the gambling effect. It's what makes games like Diablo so attractive, is as you gamble, you keep grinding, and even weapons or items of the same kind can also have variable different, you know, abilities to them to make them stronger or better for certain characters and classes, even more so different base damages and so on and so forth. But because that's not in Destiny, I feel the randomization still added to that thing. So a lot of people are like, oh, I've decoded 15 and only gotten 3. I understand the struggle, but it also prolongs the game and still makes it that much more exciting when you actually decrypt those. So they say they're expecting to change this soon. I don't know what that's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be like a 50-50 chance, or if it's basically going to be if you get that color, you're getting that color with a potential chance to upgrade to another color. Don't know how that's going to be. We'll see happens. Now, the cave, they mentioned that's out of the way. They said they didn't want that to be. What they did say is, though, they expect changes soon, which decrease the efficiency of cave farming, which we officially have now, and correspondingly increase engram drops from completing activities. I mean, that's probably going to be doing farming runs, public events, raids, strikes, stuff like that are going to be more rewarding, which means here in the future days, doing strikes will probably be better than any farming run that currently exists. So we'll see where that goes. Next up on the list is the social aspects. They're trying to enhance the voice communication sexiness. So what's going to be happening there in game is that you can actually communicate with other people in the Crucible. You're going to be able to communicate with other people in the Strikes, and more above all, public spaces like the Tower. So you could just hit up random people. Oh, dude, is that the Monte Carlo on your back? Oh my God, did you want to do some strike runs? I'm looking for people for the raids. Their big fear of that is avoiding griefing, profanity, other things, trying to be safe for children and stuff like that. So they'll have the opt-in and opt-out feature, but that should be rolling out soon, where you're actually going to be able to make friends in the Tower versus just seeing random people around, which is going to be great for people that just don't have a lot of friends on certain consoles or just moved over to something. You're going to be able to make friends a lot easier now. So that's going to be pretty awesome. On top of all of that, they also have some weapon fixes that are going to be coming out soon. So they address the fact that there are some exotics that really don't live up to their potential of being awesome. When they had the goal of adding exotics in the game, they need to be better than usual, but not so obsessively OP that people are just like, I need to stay away from that guy, or that guy's kicking my ass because he's got that gun. So what they did say, and this is their words or not mine, we're here to offer some advice. Don't shard those guns. Their time will come. Meaning that do not salvage them, do not dismantle them, which makes no sense to me anyways, because you don't get shards from those. If I recall correctly, you get energy, but whatever. That aside, do not get rid of them because they will eventually get buffs. Things like the bad juju, so on and so forth. So they will have their time. Now, auto rifles. They're saying they're designed to appeal to players who like to throw up a wall of bullets and not worry if a few miss their target. So, right now, they say the auto rifle is too effective at long range, even beating scout and pulse rifles in some circumstances. Expect stability and or damage adjustments to the auto rifle to address this in weeks ahead, meaning this gun is just too well-rounded and too strong. They're going to kind of nerf its long-range ability, making it more on par for where it needs to be in close to medium range versus the scout and pulse. Those are going to be benefiting in the future. So now the scout rifles are more along the lines of they're just not hard-hitting enough when compared to other precision weapons. They're going to be addressing that soon, which means I'm not sure if they're going to get more of a buff, more of a fire rate. I don't know what's going to happen, but scout rifles are looking to get a buff, where the auto rifles are looking to kind of get nerfed a little bit. On top of that, shotguns. Today's shotguns are effective beyond their intended range, especially when upgraded with that intention. Expect changes soon to address shotguns, which push the envelope of what it means to be close quarters. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the notes. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. I'd appreciate if you hit the like button because it does help the channel grow. And I will catch you guys out there at the tower, hopefully chatting with you guys soon. See you guys.